We got a pretty epic sentence coming up here. It's going to be a Seton Wars VII. Really nice matchup. Two very creative players. Mega Cybern versus Foxy Grandpa, who's also Cybern. It's going to be very nice to see what these two players do. Both have really good ASF players behind them. Slow Turn, also Cybern behind Foxy. We got McFly over there in the distance, Zayon. And on sides we got some newer players. We got Ha Ha Ha, Dante Ha Ha, going against David Tell, who is Seraphim. Haha is UEF. We got TX, pretty good player, knows what he's doing. It's UEF and Foxy taking on Lightsaber, who's Aeon. One thing I want to mention is that Koher has made a bug-free version of 3599 that people should get, and I'll mention some of the bugs that he fixed during this game. You can see the early confrontation in the middle, both players sending both scouts as well as Mantis and hunters from both sides. So 2 minutes 30 seconds, it looks like Mega gets there first. He's going to begin reclaiming. But now Grandpa, you see a Mantis versus Hunters, and Hunters got, if they have numbers, they will win. Of course, they run into an ACU, get killed. We got a nice NG from Mega, and also an NG catching up from Foxy. So both players, early raids and NGs. Of course, the NG from Mega runs into a little trouble. However, didn't get killed right away by this Hunter. It's a very aggressive NG from Mega. He sends it really far. He's going to compete with the Lames NG for this mass. See an early NG fight and they both die. TX is sending quite a few bombers toward Mega early on. That's going to be pretty devastating if he takes out a lot of NGs, and forces Mega actually to make quite a few AA. It's a big problem when he has to take on Foxy in middle. However, we see David Tell actually sends his ACU to the middle and starts building AA PDs, which is quite unusual to see. And other things, everything else looks pretty standard. See two transports from David Tell. One is going to the back of Foxy's base, and the other one is going into Haha's base. Just might get shut down, but he drops it off next to an early shipyard. Some arty, a good choice. And his other drop goes in on the Hydra of Foxy. So a really good move. We see that Grandpa basically has total domination of the middle, given that Mega had to fight a lot of air. Mega chooses to make Navy instead of making ground, while Dave Attell, who is supposed to be making Navy, actually sends his ACU and has got a few units in the middle. So Mega and Attell sort of switched roles here. Now Mega is actually pushing against this early T1 force, using some gestures. See another drop coming through from David Tell, so pretty aggressive play from David Tell. Really nice to see him using his ACU as well as drops. Successful drop from Attell, which he forgets to move, and these already get destroyed because they're all in one spot. And now David Tell with his ACU starts moving in on Grandpa, who's trying to make a torpedo launcher to kill Mega. Now Grandpa's in a little bit of trouble. David Tell looks like he's got the gun upgrade. There are quite a few bugs on this unit here, the Seraphim ACU. One of them you might see where a lot of the units, a lot of the shots will go at the feet of this ACU and actually cause it no damage. I see Grandpa actually ran away in this one. Went down a few hundred health. Now Tell is going to go in the water and start shooting from the water. It's another minor detail. You can see some T1 subs from Haha. Shouldn't be too much of a trouble for Mega, who should have a pretty nice Navy, who's got a cruiser here. So instead of making a T1 force, he's got Navy protecting. Still quite a big T1 force coming in from Foxy. But David Tell is helping out quite a bit, 17 kills now. Now we see Mega surrounded by a bunch of T1 subs. going pretty low on health. However, a T2 sub from him is going to take care of this problem pretty quick. So, very big trouble for Mega. He's trying to do this move where it's Navy versus ground, and ground wins. Loses most of his base. A nice micro from Foxy, who splits up his force into multiple pieces. See, pretty devastating for Lightsaber. He's got multiple drops from slow turn, which are going to devastate his base. So at this point, Foxy's team is being pretty dominant, both on the rock side as well as in the middle. However, Mega goes on the offensive. Very nice combination, a submarine plus a cruiser, so you got AA, anti-sub, and anti-navy. Also a stealth sub here. And a drop coming in from Haha. Very nice to see some of these newer players really being aggressive, not playing Sim City like some players do. We can see McFly is forced to make gunships, try to recover Mega's base, who shouldn't really have much in terms of an economy anymore. He's got a lone T2 mass extractor, full health. It's pretty amazing. See what happens with T2 sub. 4 kills already. Quite a bit for subs. 5. Took out this T1 force. Now you see the cruisers from Mega taking out gunships, taking out torpedo planes, and now they have to run away. Mega being pretty safe. There's only 3 subs, which this T2 sub should be able to take out pretty easily. However, you can see the speed advantage of the sub over the cruisers. Kind of left the cruisers alone to die. So this sub has stealth plus range on these other T1 subs. Being too careful, sacrificed that cruiser. On the other side, total naval domination by TX versus Lightsaber. However, McFly is trying to recover. A really pretty inferior force, ASF force from a slow turn. However, he's able to move in and kill quite a few of these gunships. Mega is rebuilding his base. Should be quite a bit of wreckage for him to recover mass quickly. Nice pushing with his ACU. Looks like a T2 ACU. And what we see is a pretty big drop coming in from Foxy. And Foxy actually borrowed the ASF from slow turn. He's going to try to move his ASF on one part of the map to try to distract McFly's ASF because he doesn't want his drop to get shut down. Now we can see this from the top. Doesn't look like there's any radar, so this is importance of radar. However, there is radar, but people aren't watching it. Allows Foxy to move in even though there's a really nice air force. Could have taken care of this problem, and now Foxy takes his air back. You can see this drop has both T1 and T2 as well as some flak. Should be quite effective, and we expect good micro from Foxy. Splits his force into 3 pieces, try to maximize damage. Another bug in 3599 is we look at the EF cruiser, see it launching missiles. There's this gun on the front, which actually never works. It'll be moved around, but people forgot to basically give it some ammo. And Coher's new mod fixes this problem. If you look at what's happening elsewhere on the map, we got a Talon Mega just sitting here getting upgrades on their ACUs.